Hi, this is Julie Thompson reporting from IAB's MIXX Conference, the first day of Advertising Week 2011. I'm here with Paul Cushman, Senior Director of Mobile Advertising Strategy for all of Yahoo. We like to just say he runs all of mobile for Yahoo.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you, Paul. So tell us what you've thought of the conference so far. You've been in every session, and let us know what you think.
I actually think it's been excellent. I attend a lot of conferences, and they can drag. And this morning's session was really, really inspirational. Jonathan at Coca-Cola really just outlined an amazing corporate strategy for them and how storytelling is important to their brand and how it's going to drive reconsideration for them. And you know, his analogy that they're not Nike, they can't reinvent their product, so they have to do it through stories, I thought was fascinating and very, very brave. And then Carolyn from Facebook, she's always very, very strong. Some really interesting case studies, a lot of facts and kind of data that she put out there was interesting. And then Mike Hughes' session from the Martin Agency was very inspirational. You know, Chris Anderson from TED, you know, any keynote that starts off talking about tapeworms is going to be interesting. And that was fascinating. And then he ended up with Kathy from Creative Visions with an incredibly emotive story about passion and drive and what matters and use of digital media. And I found that personally very, very inspiring.
Excellent. So how do you take all of that inspiration and great thinking back to Yahoo, and how can you apply some of your learnings into your everyday job?
There's actually funny, we kind of had an impromptu brainstorming afterwards. One is the work that Kathy does in trying to prevent child soldiers in Africa. How can we get involved in that, you know, and use some of our assets is one element. Another one I took was from what Mike was doing in terms of when we plan our own events, the kind of disruption that you get from an outside speaker on an off-topic, if that makes sense. You know, if we did an outside speaker, it would be someone from Nielsen or Comcast. Well, you've got someone here that's trying to stop, children, soldiers in Africa, and that, you know, kind of changes the dynamic, kind of makes you kind of motivated what's important, and maybe we should do some more of that in our own trade marketing. So we spoke about that.
Right. It sort of puts it all in perspective, real world, and how technology can not only enable creative, but real life causes. So, and I know Yahoo has done a ton in Yahoo for Good, et cetera. Are there any mobile programs that you've seen that you've been inspired by in that way?
Yeah, very much so. We were very quick to respond to the Red Cross and their request for help with the tsunami relief and other such programs since then. In actual fact, I think Katrina was before that. That might have been the first one, where we, within 24 hours, had actually hard-coded a banner enabling people to be able to text in or to kind of donate. And that was great just to see a company of our size move that quickly on something that kind of really matters. You know, at the end of the day, advertising, you know, we're not saving babies. And so it was just really nice to be part of a company that's just don't care, get it done. And that was beautiful to see.
Well, on a more business serious note in terms of measurement, how do you segue to measurement? But IAB today released a white paper, a study that they did with Radar Research about improving measurement on mobile. Where do you think that whole process can improve?
I think it's a really important role for the IAB to play here in terms of setting standards. You know, there's that great adage, you know, you can't manage what you can't measure. And brands want to know, okay, what do I get back from this? And you need standards, and the IAB is ideally placed to put those in place. And it has been a gap in the industry. As you would expect in a capitalist society, it starts off a little bit Wild West. There's a bit of iteration around what's best practice, but there's a lot of noise as well, and that can confuse buyers. And I think if you start then to kind of pull out the best practice, see what's going on, leverage all of the work that IAB did 15 years ago in setting up the ones for the first version of the web, you know, the one that existed on the computer, then I think that there's a great leadership role you can play. There is an ability to really kind of move the standards forward and kind of help buyers understand what matters, what doesn't, and ultimately to allocate dollars appropriately.
Great. Also from the stage today, IAB released the Tablet Buyer's Guide and said they were going to announce a creativity showcase for tablet creativity, tabvertising. So how is Yahoo going to participate with that?
Tabvertising. That's the first time I've heard that one. I heard.
That's not possible. You're Mr. Mobile.
No, clearly not.
Maybe I just made it up. I'm not sure.
I heard advertaining today, and I must have been under a rock, because I'm like, I haven't heard that one before. And someone looks at me like, really? You haven't heard that one? It's New York, it's Mad Men, it's buzzwords. Tablet is a very big piece of the business for us. We've got, I think, 3.8 million users on our homepage alone. So clearly our content and the format resonates for us. We're making some very big announcements on Wednesday. You heard it here first, but you didn't because they'd shoot me.
Truth serum, quick. Where is it?
Tablet is fascinating. You know, it does give you that digital experience. It gives you a large canvas, but you can interact with it. And that, I think, is really going to enlighten and create a lot of interesting opportunities. And we're talking here about storytelling, and everyone's trying to work out how you do that. I think Tablet is going to create a kind of great medium for that, in part because of the user experience. You know, it is a device. We see it in our data. It's used later in the evening, co-browsing, the TV or another device is going at the same time, and I'm relaxing and I'm taking in content, okay? And that, I think, is going to make people receptive to stories and what brands want to tell. So I'm really excited about what we can do with Tablet.
So do you consider Tablet more lean back, as they say?
I think it is right now, and I don't know whether that's because it weighs 3 pounds and you can't carry it around in your bag, or Steve Jobs just got his TV advertising right and just had people with their feet up on an ottoman. It's not specifically mobile because it invariably connects across a Wi-Fi device and it's not always on you. But neither is it a PC as well. And I think it's just going to be really interesting. I'd love to be mobile guy with great pontificating thoughts on where it's going, and unfortunately I'm not that bright. But I do think it's going to be really interesting to see how these devices evolve. And as more devices come on the market and they're going to be different sizes, it's going to be really interesting to see where it all ends up.
Great, great. Well, so if you could give one headline for the last year in Interactive, what would it be?
One headline for the last year in Interactive. Not as big as I would have liked it to have been. You know, I think, you know, as the economy has soured, you know, brands have been, I think, sticking with what they think works, not what really works. And I still think it's a mistake for brands when you look at the amount of time spent online and in digital, and you look at the amount of dollars that it can proportionately. There's still a 2 or 3x that brands need to do in order to match time spent with dollars, you know, attributed to digital. And I look forward to that balancing out a lot more.
Great. So will next year truly be the year of mobile?
We're going to have a fight now. I would say for us, the tipping point was 2007. And we really started to blow the doors off 2008, 2009. I've been doing this for 11 years. And I actually kind of joked, I say, you know, that the first 8 of those years kind of sucked, but the last 8 have been bloody marvelous. So no, I think it's here, it's big. Brands have moved beyond test and learn. And we've got multi-million-dollar advertisers now having mobile as integral parts of their strategies. So I'm very excited for what I've always wanted to happen in this industry to start being seen at mass scale.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for taking the time, and we'll see you back in the sessions.
Yes, thank you.